going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome if it's your first time here. But did you hear our economy here in the United States is doing fantastic? We have a great economy. Unemployment is just at an all-time low. Everyone's employed. People's making money. Joe Biden has created more jobs than anyone in history here in the United States. Everything is just peaches and cream and no need to worry about the economy. That's according to Joe Biden and Joe Biden's regime and their numbers, their manipulated numbers. They also say that the southern border is secure. They also say that Ukraine is just whipping the daylights out of Russia, and they're going to run Russia back to Moscow anytime now. It's a done deal. Russia's already lost, according to the Biden regime. But the economy, man, it is just great. We need to give old Joe a pat on the back because he's done such a great job with the economy. More jobs than anyone. I mean, the national debt, everything, production's up, everything is just going great. I mean, really. So, let's actually look at the numbers and see how well the economy is actually doing. Not just what we're being told in the media that it's doing, not what Joe Biden's claiming, not what Biden's regime is claiming about the economy. Let's take a look at some bullet points here. We're going to talk about these, and they should put, the actual state of the economy here in the U.S. right now into proper perspective. Right now, our official, and you probably already heard this already and know this, but right now, our official, some people say it's at least twice more than this actually, but our official national debt is almost, and that on the lens, our official national debt is almost $33 trillion. And, that don't sound like much, 33 trillion. I mean, we're the United States of America. How much is $33 trillion actually? So, I went to ChatGTP and asked, how far would $33 trillion stack up in $100 bills? Not ones, but $100 bills. $33 trillion in $100 bills stacked, flat ways. How many miles would that go? And ChatGTP came back and said, it done some figuring and some numbers and the thickness of the bills and things. And it said that $33 trillion in $100 bills would go over 2 million miles high. Over 2 million miles on $100 bills. And that sounds extraordinary. It sounds impossible. But according to ChatGTP, that's how much it is. $33 trillion in $100 bills, stacked flat ways, will go 2 million, over 2 million miles high. Actually, 2,239,706.2937 miles tall. That's what ChatGTP said. So, over 2 million miles. It says the stack of 33 trillion in $100 bills would be over 2 million miles high. It is an unimaginably tall stack, reaching well beyond the Earth's atmosphere and stretching a considerable distance into space. To give you some context, the average distance from the Earth to the Moon is about 238,855 miles. So this stack of $100 bills that amounts to $33 trillion will be tall enough to go to the Moon and back several times. That's national debt, official national debt. And like I said, it's been said that it's actually twice more than that, and it probably is, because they lie and manipulate the numbers all the time. Okay, on to my next item here. According to Market Watch, the U.S. government debt will rise $5.2 billion every day for the next 10 years at least. So, let's listen to that again. According to Market Watch, the U.S. government national debt will rise $5.2 billion every day, every single day, at least $5.2 billion increase in the national debt. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. We have a national debt that would go in $100 bills stacked, would go over 2 million miles. And they're going to add $5.2 billion to the national debt every single day for the next 10 years and beyond that, but that's as far as this went here. The U.S. population is 335,193,060. And the actual unemployment numbers right now, the official unemployment numbers, it's actually more than that, because we have people on Social Security, we have illegals here, we have people that don't qualify for unemployment benefits and things like that. But the actual unemployment numbers here in the U.S. right now, according to the national debt clock, is 11,258,209. That's a lot of unemployment, guys. Okay, guys, the next item is about the GDP, or the gross domestic product here in the U.S. The debt, U.S. federal debt to GDP is 122%, just over 122%, meaning that the national debt is 22.02% more than the GDP. So essentially, national debt is more than what the United States is actually worth. Actually, 22% more and growing every day. Like I said, $5.2 billion every day. According to CBS News, more than 60% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of those people living paycheck to paycheck are actually living on debt. They're living on credit card debt, or mortgaging their properties and things like that. They're having to have 2 different jobs to try to make ends meet if they can find a job that pays enough. That's the trouble. There's jobs, but they're not paying enough to keep up with inflation. And from Yahoo News, most people are living paycheck to paycheck, survey says. Survey finds. So we have 2 mainstream news sources, Yahoo News and CBS News, both saying the same thing, that more than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't seem like the economy is doing all that great to me, does it to you guys? And this next item is from MSN, and it says 11 to 14% of American citizens consistently struggle to afford the bare necessities, meaning to pay rent, to pay their mortgage, to get food, to get gasoline, to get clothes on their back, to stay with the utilities and things paid. 11 to 14% of American citizens consistently, means all the time pretty much, struggle. I would say it's more than that, but you take away all the government handouts, all the welfare, all the food stamps, all the things they have for people to get money from the government to help them live. Take all that away, it's going to be much more than 14 to 11%. It's going to be more like 30 or 40% in my opinion, because a lot of people get food stamps, welfare, all kinds of subsidies and things to keep themselves alive, and then all that ends, they're going to be in a world of hurt. And all that's going to these people on welfare and food stamps and things is being added on to the national debt. So it just keeps growing. It's like a domino effect. It's getting worse and worse. And no doubt, these numbers are official numbers, and no doubt these numbers are manipulated, because they lie with statistics. They will figure out how to word things, how to lie, and how to make you think something is what it actually isn't, because they're professional liars. They're politicians. They're the media. What they do for a living is lie and convince you of things that are actually one way, if they want to convince you that they are another way. And guys, this last item is a big one in my opinion. This is from the BRP Business and Politics website. Total household debt climbed to a new high in the second quarter of 2023, reaching $17.6 trillion, with credit card debt exceeding $1 trillion, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. That is individual debt, not counting, the federal debt and the state debt and things like that. This is just individual debt. It is over $17 trillion in individual debt, and most of that is credit card debt. So people are living on debt, living on borrowed money and thus borrowed time. One more time, I think this is extremely important to show you how great the economy is actually doing right now. It's a house of cards that's ready to fall down in any minute, in my opinion. From BRP Business and Politics, total household debt climbed to a new high in the second quarter of 2023, reaching $17.6 trillion, not million, not billion, but trillion dollars, with credit card debt exceeding $1 trillion. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Again, mainstream news sources numbers are coming from. So does that look like to you the economy is secure? Does it look like Sleepy Joe was doing a great job? The Biden regime, are they doing a great job? No. They keep printing and printing and printing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, and sending to Ukraine, sending to special interest groups, just like it's paper, which is what it actually is. It's monopoly money. It's all a house of cards, and it's getting ready to crumble. We have huge national debt, huge personal debt. It's bad. It's really, really bad. I don't see why people can't figure that out and see what's actually going on. But it's all a facade. People are living on debt. People are living on government handouts, welfare, food stamps, subsidies and things like that. The government is giving them money, helping pay their rent, their heat and things, everything pretty much, their utilities and whatnot, WIC for their babies, and all that's cut out, which is going into national debt. When that ends, it's going to be much, much worse. And it will end, in my opinion, at some point. Because you can't keep having, that much debt. That much. I mean, $33 trillion in debt. Enough $100 bills stacked to go to the moon and back several times in debt. And they keep adding over $5 billion every single day. And it's projected to go that much or more over the next 10 years. I mean, think about that, guys. If you're not prepping, if you're listening to these idiots out here like Joe Biden, telling you how great everything is and taking a nap in the process, if you believe that bullshit and you're not preparing, if you're not getting out of the Federal Reserve notes and transferring those over to something actually worth something like silver and gold, firearms, ammunition, food, garden seeds, property, convert it over to something else that actually holds value, and you're hoarding those dollars and think the economy is great because it's a facade, a house of cards ready to fall down any second, and pretty much just make-believe. If you're not seeing what it is and you're putting back dollars and you think the economy is great, then I don't know what to tell you. You have a screw loose or something, guys, because there's too much evidence that shows right the opposite. No matter what these idiots in Washington, D.C. say, like Joe Biden and his administration, these talking mouthpieces of the CIA and the media say, the economy friggin' sucks and getting worse and worse and worse. You can't have $33 trillion in debt, enough $100 bills stacked flat ways to go to the moon and back several times, or over 2 million miles. Think about that. Is that a strong economy? And the dollar is back with nothing. And we have BRICS now going to get off the dollar as the world reserve currency. That's the plan, to crash the dollar even further. That's what's holding it together right now. It's the world reserve currency. BRICS is going to change that. Other countries are joining because the United States has used the dollar to impoverish everyone else, pretty much, steal wealth from everyone else while we put our debt to everyone else across, in other countries and things. It's a complicated system in a way, but it's actually simple in a way also. I've tried to make this video as simple as I possibly can because it befuddles the mind, everything that's going on, and the way they manipulate these numbers and things. I tell you, everything is great. I mean, it's just wonderful. People are living on debt. People are maxing out credit cards. They're mortgaging their properties. They're living paycheck to paycheck. Over half the population officially, by official reports. It's actually much more than that. Like I said, they lie, manipulate the numbers, and lie. It's like they tell us that our southern border is secure and safe. We know it's not. Any idiot knows that it's not. I've had people send me videos from the border showing me what's actually going on, and it's not secure, it's not safe. They tell you that Ukraine, like I said at the start of the video, is just kicking the snot out of Russia. I mean, Russia is just losing horrendously. I mean, it's not even a contest. It's like Russia's a World War I army where you have the Ukrainian Nazi party over here. They don't tell you that part, but they have Ukraine. They're like Superman. They're super army fighting a World War I army, just decimating the Russians. And it's actually, from everything I've seen, everything I've read, the opposite. So whatever the media says, it's the opposite. If they tell you the economy is great, we're prosperous, it is the opposite. Look at it as a lie, because 90% chance, whatever they say, it is the opposite of what they actually say. If they tell you the sky is up, you better look down because you may fall through it because it might be under your feet. They lie so much. The politicians, and I'm talking about the Republicans and the Democrats both, they lie constantly. They're constantly manipulating the public, and they're robbing the public. They're sending money here and there, getting their kickbacks and things. They're getting rich, and they're taking and buying actual property. They're buying gold. They're buying homes. They're buying silver. They're buying things that actually hold value. And you get the inflation. When you go to the store, you feel that inflation. When you pay your bills, when you fill your car up, your truck up, you feel the inflation. We pay it. They reap the rewards. They get the currency first. They spend it and buy things that's worth actual value, that holds value. you get the inflation. So guys, if you're looking for a quick way to prepare, go in the description box below or in the first pinned comment and check out my Preparedness Supply. They have all kinds of survival, long-term survival foods with a shelf life of 25 years or more. It's the easiest way to go. You can buy that, put that back and have that ready, or you can go to the supermarket and buy what you normally eat and rotate that. Either way works. Whatever works best for you. If you're looking for long-term food storage, try my Preparedness Supply. They also have other prepping gear and things like that too, so check them out. The link is description box below in the first pinned comment. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Creekmore Matter. I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.